Big win today, coach.
Yes, sir.
Congrats against SK, a direct playoff rival. How was the best of backstage for you for the coaching staff?
I think you could see in the game that like there's a lot of tension, right, in this BO1. Like I think like everyone could feel the pressure. I could see it on the enemy side, on our side too. For me, I don't know. I didn't feel like joy because I kind of took for granted that we're gonna win. I feel like it's like when you compete and you still have things to do, the experience becomes very internalized. It's like just because we have a match tomorrow, I don't really feel anything besides the job, and I might feel the joy maybe in 3, 4 years about what we've done, but I'm just focused on the job. So behind stage, I was cool as a cucumber.
Okay, okay. The early game was kind of rough for LR, but your team fighting is always strong. We saw it in the LEC, and that Baron call was almost T1 level, to be honest. Did you practice that in particular, or?
No, it's hard to practice things like that in particular. We're at the mercy of course, our scrim opponent, and scrimming has not become that advanced. It's just a question of, just getting to those positions in scrims, reviewing them, going through them, and just paying attention diligently. I think now Nasher changed a lot with the new season and the turrets too. So I think it took time for us and also for other teams to figure out like what the potential is of the Baron, and I feel like we are in a good place when it comes to our mid to late game now.
Okay. You were talking about the fact that you were thinking about tomorrow. So tomorrow you play in Vitality. A win would be really important for you. Have you had the chance to study them? What's your honest take on Vitality?
The Vitality is a team. I think that I respect the fact that they shoot from the hip. I think that they are very capable of, like, very willing to take fights, and I think that's a skill that is going to really help them in the long run. Sometimes they throw, but to be in a position to be in a lead in the first place is something that you need to, of course, respect. They also have a very unique take on the meta. They have some champions that they play. We played Aurelion Sol, they played Aurelion Sol, Karzi Ezreal. Like they have very specific champions that are good in their hands. So we're going to prep for them with full respect. I'm facing my old homie Humanoid, so of course I want to mess his shit up.
Players get to shine on the Rift, but coaches don't as much. How would you rate your performance so far in this split?
I think my job is very unique because I have only one split. So I have taken a very humanitarian approach in the sense that I have created space for each person to be themselves. And I think that's the most important thing. I have set things up in a way where I am supporting them to uplift them. And obviously, in terms of the draft prep and read on the enemy, I feel pretty good. I think that I have taken a lot of good risks, a lot of good gambles. There's some moments like the Navi game where, of course, we can do better, but I am happy with how the team is progressing and how, comfortable the players seem to be in the environment because that's the main goal. I didn't come into the team to change everything and uproot everything and change every person. I came in here to, of course, uplift, make them feel comfortable in themselves in a conjunction with competing in the LEC, and then to push them to higher highs while they have the freedom to be themselves. And I feel like we've done that really, really well. Shout out to Cato and Shaves as well. I feel like as a coaching staff, we work so damn well together, and it feels good that you can always trust, the other homies in the coaching staff. Just like if I know, like if Kado, I can say, Kado, can you speak to this guy? Can you figure it out? I know exactly that he's going to say all the right things, and that feels amazing. That feels fantastic.
Riot recently changed the pick and side selection system as at the start of the year. With all the data we have now, what's your take on it? How much does it impact the draft?
I think it adds another layer. I think it makes it more fair, which I think is important. I think in terms of right of side, I think there's a lot of strategies that I can't really elaborate on too deeply because obviously when we go to best of threes and all that jazz is going to matter a lot because we're going to pick that real time. But there's a lot of It's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors thing where some teams can pick to choose the color, meaning side of map, because they predict the enemy choosing something in terms of their side selection, and you can find like double advantages like this if you can predict what the enemy wants to pick, and that's a way to also be devious. But yeah, I can't say much more than that.
I like the fact that you're talking about best of threes. Like you see yourself in the playoffs
Yeah.
already. Um,
No, it's like, bro, if Team Heretics beat KC, like that's like the only case where we don't make it, which would be absurd. But yeah, we're gonna beat Vitality in the opening game, so we're gonna keep it in our hands. We don't want to put it
Definitely.
in anybody else's hands.
Definitely. Several members of LR, including you, mentioned that after the four losses, nobody wanted to scream against you. Did everyone start booking scrims after your four consecutive wins?
Not everybody. Like it's still very light. I think basically in the first weeks, I understand why teams wouldn't book us after because we scrimmed everybody pretty much besides a few teams. Like we didn't scrim. I think MCO and KC were the only two teams we didn't scrim during the entire boot camp and also in early January. But the key thing as well is that the teams that are higher in the standings, they want to scrim against teams that are open to scrimming fearless. Because we are in the state of mind, we still want to scrim BO1, BO1, BO1,
Mm.
BO1, and teams are already preparing for fearless. And that, of course, is a lot less useful for us. So that's also something that they've kept in mind. But definitely our scrim schedule was a little bit better this split. I mean, this week, we got to play against one locked playoff team in this week. And that was like a big step up from the previous one. Because
Why?
otherwise it was just us and KCB, we were just chilling with them.
Many wrote you off after a tough start. Now you are 5-5, tied with teams like Fnatic and Team Heretics. Would you say it's that like the level of the league is low, or that LR is a really top European team, or maybe a bit of both?
I think it's the nature of BO1s. It's like we lost against KCB, we beat G2, MKOI. Like I think it's the nature of BO1s. I think in our case, we were slow starters. I genuinely feel very confident now on our level. I think we've gotten wins that are solid. We still need to hash out a lot of our early game things because that's something that can be punished. But definitely, I feel like we are getting better, and I still have an expectation that teams like MCO and G2 will ramp up big time. Like these are the teams that are like sleeping dragons in a sense because they have like a couple of things that they are missing. G2 draft wise, maybe MCO had Georgia Pune plays with the team, and these are things that they've fixed in the past. So it's like maybe they get into playoffs and suddenly they're beating everybody. So I still think certain teams have a little bit more liberty in how they approach things because they can almost safely assume they make playoffs, right?
They
Obviously, it's
kind
a
of
little
have
bit
time.
dangerous. Yeah, they have more time and they can, breathe a little bit easier, even though the split is done in pretty much 2 weeks. So I still think LEC level, it's been shaky in BO1s, but I think it will be a lot better. And to our level, I feel good about where we're at. I feel like we've improved immensely.
Mm. This split feels like really unique, like with the LEC Versus and stuff. So is Los Ratones, which is a kind of unique team. You were talking earlier about like you talking to Kedrell, telling him to talk to someone and stuff. What's the vibe like day to day in Berlin with the team and the staff?
I think for me personally, I'm having fun. I'm having so much fun, even with the issues that the team faces, because any team faces, of course, issues. It's like you're in a very high pressure environment. You have different ideas, and everyone tries really, really hard, but sometimes in different directions.
Mm.
And that can be like a stress factor. I think this is very common in teams. But I'm like a dinosaur. So it's like when I see these issues, I have a chuckle. For me it's fun. For me it's fun, and you're kind of just like moving the Rubik's cube around to make sure that everyone is on the same page and feels good about what you do. You set up the plan, make sure that everything makes sense, and honestly, the vibe is good.
Mm.
I think that the guys. With pro players, you can never convince them that they need to like really enjoy what's going on. For some, it's easier, for some not, because the natural reaction for a lot of pro players is they play a game, they win, they qualify to playoffs, we're gonna think, oh, this engage, we need to do this better. Like people are very, very focused on what they believe is important. And I think still, as long as everyone is trying, I think that I personally can put together any dynamic, you know? That's
Mm.
that's the only prerequisite. It's like I need players to try. And there's never been a single moment where players weren't trying. They try so damn hard and they put in the effort, so the job has been easy and fun.
Okay, okay. I wish you more, even more fun in the playoffs and stuff.
Thank you.
My last question for you, Coach Yamato. In an interview recently, Reckless mentioned that Los Ratones might be the last thing he ever does in his professional career. For you, I'm not gonna ask you what you're doing next. You may even not know what you're doing next. Just after the LEC versus, what could we wish for you next, Yamato?
Honestly, I think that I'm done coaching. I think that there is nothing that really interests me. I think that there's no offer that can really come. Like I feel like this Los Ratones project was perfect for me in every way possible, and I don't see what is going to top that. I don't want to join the LEC just to go through a struggle. I've made my memories. I've made my peace. Like I don't see a situation where I would go back to coaching. Maybe I would consider going into GMing and managing teams on a bigger scale and setting up teams for success. I feel like that's something that I could head into, but coaching besides this project is not really super much of interest. But we don't know what the future holds. You know, I tell you this today, and then maybe in a month, maybe someone comes knocking on my door after we win first stand, and maybe I get a crazy offer again. You know, like who knows how the world moves. But as you grow older, your responsibilities also grow, and your perspective also changes because in the end, when I coach, I do it in a way where I shut off everything else in life, and that comes at the
Mm.
cost of my loved ones. You know, it's like when I coach, it's like, yeah, I'm busy 16 hours a day.
That's
You
how
know,
esports works.
as esports. You know,
Yeah.
so I am very selective with who I choose to, like, which situation I choose to, of course, put myself in that position in,
Mm.
because there's no other way to do it. I'm not gonna half-ass a coaching gig, never.
Okay, okay. Coach Amato, shukran for the interview. It was a pleasure interviewing
Thank
you.
you, Aviv.
I wish you good luck for tomorrow and see you soon.